Hello, everyone, on this Thursday this week. Hello, let me just push my Instagram here. Okay, I think this is working. Hey, everybody. Hey, everyone. I'm trying not to be so loud at the beginning because I don't want to scare anybody, but hey, how's your backup plan tribe doing today? Everybody, it's dark already, 6 o'clock in Pacific Standard Time, and it's dark already. What's with that? It's, we're only in October. Come on, let's make it a bit better, huh? So I just wanted to, we had a great podcast this week for anyone that has listened to it. It's on 8 platforms. So you're welcome to take a look at it and see what it's like. For those who are new here to our channel, my name is Tina Ginn, and I am an emergency preparedness coach and a best-selling author, a financial expert, and an app developer of your Backup Plan app. And I'm from Vancouver, BC, so Pacific Standard Time. I'm trying to get centered here. That's kind of cockeyed, but that's okay. You can expect product reviews because we do come up against those, or documents, workshops. We have tutorials and tips and tricks every single week. And we interview on our channel with real life people and their real life story. So if you are new here, go ahead and click on the subscribe button there somewhere, I think, and tap on the bell, because then you'll get notified of our live video streams as well as our videos that we upload. So tap on the bell, subscribe to our channel, please. Thank you. And one thing that you can count on for our life is that we're all going to die. Imagine that. Yeah, now it seems like a heavy topic, and no one in their right mind wants to think about it or talk about it or even think about it and share. So surprise, that's what we do here. Let me clarify a bit better. What we do is we just talk about what you can do to get better prepared for an event, a circumstance, a tragedy, something that has occurred in your life that impacts your loved ones. And I will give you 152 reasons why you and your backup plan is so very important. So let's get started on this week's topic. Can you believe it? I had a great podcast with Nancy Glover with Aging Grace. She has a company who does dementia, caregiving, educating, and supporting. And it's really cool because it brought us to just a little bit different angle on long-term care and caregiving. And so it brings up a whole other topic. Does caregiving, when you decide to do such a thing in your family, can it ruin your life? Do you think it can? If anybody is watching right now, all those that are watching, why don't you comment below who you think it could possibly ruin your life? Because, it is possible. And I wrote a blog on Sunday about caregiving. And I said to everybody, if you take on the job and you're not happy with it after the fact, within your family, maybe you could give up some of that job to others, or maybe they would fire you. Wouldn't that be awesome? Sometimes I think any caregiver or who has done any caregiving will appreciate that, because I think we could all do with being fired at some point in time where we're just fed up. It's a hard journey to go. And I appreciate and I give my blessings to everyone that can possibly do this job 24/7. Because in my research that I did this week, I realized that there's quite a large 40 to 70% of caregivers found that it either ruined their life or compromised their health. And I really want to get that clear to everyone, because we need to put a few of the steps that Nancy gave us into action. And by doing that, we can better prepare for what might change with your patient, your parent, your aunt, your friend, whoever that might be that you're caregiving for. There are approximately 8 million people that are caregivers in Canada, and approximately 43 million in the United States alone. So you can imagine the resources and the support that we all need as a caregiver that is out there, and we're all looking for it. What will work? What will, change, or what will help the family? It's either a family component, or it could be family not getting along with each other, or it could be the person that you're looking after as well. So some of the symptoms of burnout, which is very, very common, is, difficulty sleeping. That always seems to come along with stress, right? Changes in your appetite, because you're either really, really hungry or you're not hungry at all. You have a weakened immune system. And this is very important, especially right now during the pandemic. Guys, try to keep healthy. Try to stay on top of your vitamins and your vitamin C and all your immune type of things, because it's super important that you're not going to spread it in amongst all of the family component of you looking after them, right? So the most difficult job, I think, is caregiving. And that's because we are not trained to be a caregiver. We don't have that training of the medical field. We don't know how to look after, give needles or give medication, or symptoms or signs that you might see that, are not something that you recognize that a medical person would in the field. So these are all the reasons why it's difficult. And the other difficulty, I think, is the everlasting changing component of your patient, whoever that might be, whether it's your parent or a friend or a relative. And that's because their sickness continues, and their sickness continues to increase, possibly in behavior or comprehension or ability. And so what we want to try to do is counteract that and possibly get some understanding and some help with what are some of the few things that we can do as caregivers to help this situation. And we have to stay happy, because if we're not happy and we're struggling, we need to find support. Because if we don't, we are not going to be happy campers. So we talked about the sandwich generation, which is between our ages, I guess you could say our ages of 40 to 65, where we're sandwiched in between our own children as well as our parents or loved one that we will be caregiving for. And that's that sandwich generation. So it's very, very tough. And during the pandemic, it was super difficult because of the lack of support and resources that we would have on a regular basis. Maybe someone coming in with meals, or someone coming in to do cleaning, or someone stopping off with groceries. And so all of that's kind of changed our whole way of doing things, of course, during this pandemic in 2020. So Nancy mentioned some good ideas for us to put in our toolkit so that we don't ruin our life, because our life is going to continue after the caregiving is finished. And we need to make sure that we're in a good place. So here are 5 different tips from Nancy that hopefully will help you. Maybe, if you can, jot them down. But the first one, because you have to really go inside, is to ground yourself. Find yourself, find who you are, and why do you want to do this caregiving job? What does it do for you? Because if you don't have a reason, it won't last, because it's so hard. So very hard. It's a really tough job, and you really need to get in the right mindset. You need to continue to be yourself, and you need to know the reason why you're doing it, because it's going to really impact you, the whole family dynamics, as well as your patient. So it's a really good idea to get grounding. Relationships is number 2. And this is for clarity of connections. This will impact both of you because it enables the family unit that's affected, whether it's brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, whatever that looks like for you. But your family unit's going to be affected, and it's giving a place where each one that's involved can be heard. They can be heard and they can be listened so that they can speak their mind, maybe provide solutions. So a family meeting would be really beneficial. It can be with a mediator or without a mediator, because there are family mediators out there. But giving solutions and providing a safe place where everyone can be heard and acknowledged, so that maybe they have a really good solution or situation that might help what you're going through. So please be open to relationship building, because that support for yourself will definitely be of some sort of benefit, because you might need multiple family meetings. You might need just the one, but that you can take a look at and have those important discussions with those involved. There is a booklet that I have linked to my blog, and I'll be putting the blog down here below in the description box, but it's called My Voice, and it lists your values and where your family can honor your wishes. So you can actually literally fill out the booklet, and it enables you to go through some of your wishes. And then you have to remember that you need to put it somewhere so that it's safe and protected, and that you can give that to someone else to keep in a safe place, so that they know, whoever that person is that you have given your responsibility or wish to give your responsibility to. So this could be either for yourself, to let others know, or you could be helping your parent or loved one out by filling it out for them. The third one of Nancy's toolbox kit is acknowledgement. And she calls it clarity of accomplishment. Be aware of what you have accomplished so far, because every day could be a struggle. And so what we want to do is make it easier on yourself and fill in the gaps of your plans. Perhaps look at, what can I fit into my day-to-day schedule? Maybe I need extra support with someone. Maybe I need to get in some meals to help out throughout the week. Maybe I need to get someone to come in and do the heavy lifting or the vacuuming or the cleaning, that type of thing. But set up a schedule so that you can run out at some point also and do your thing, because we need to acknowledge how far we have come with our caregiving. It's really not easy to do this job, and we need support, and we need to make sure that our schedule that we wish to make us a better person is also put into that schedule, because your person that you're caregiving for will have a big schedule, doctor's appointments, errands, possibly medical, all of these things that they also need that you will now be doing for them. And so we need to know that we have our schedule too, and we need to how can we make it combined? How can we combine the two schedules to enable us to have our schedule as well as their schedule, which is going to help the caregiver 24/7 as well. The fourth toolbox item is confidence. And confidence is clarity of competence. Sometimes we have to put ostomy bags or oxygen, IVs, needles. So we need clarity of knowing our confidence in these roles, because we need to know that we're taking on these big, heavy jobs, and we need to know that we're going to do these with confidence and that we're able to do them. Number 5 is empowerment. Sold on. Which Nancy says is clarity of possibilities. To be an effective voice for your person, to know their wishes and not to guess what you think they might want. Be more than a caregiver in their life. Because you are a person, and don't forget that, not just a caregiver. So be more than just a caregiver. Be their daughter, be their sister, be their spouse, be their aunt, whoever that looks like for you, but also a caregiver as well. So that's probably a really hard position to be in, because you need to also understand how to talk through situations. And so that's where it becomes a dilemma with the person, because there's a lot of guilt underlying all of this. When it's not going so well, it's really guilty. You feel extremely guilty. Why can't I get this right? Why can't I do it? Why is it not working? Why are they not listening? All of these different things. And it's really, really important that you just stay on path, stay empowered in yourself. Make sure you put that time aside for yourself, because you are going to have your life back again after possibly that they go into a home or they pass away. So remember, you still have your life. Don't forget that. And move forward. Don't end up in the hospital. Make sure it's important for you to set up your support system. Who do you need to come in to help you out? Who do you need to come in as a contingency plan? That's a hard word to say. For your family. So it could be, meals or cleaning or a day away or a weekend respite, whatever that looks like. But remember to look into that and get it put into your schedule so that you don't forget. Be proactive so that it's a very pivoting time for this transition. It's incredible because it's constantly changing and it's constantly getting altered by the patient, whoever that might be for you. It might be physical or it might be mental, and the mental is probably the most difficult because we're not trained in these different things of how to react to someone, how to mention to somebody, your dad, that your mom's passed away. Do I do that? Do I keep it a secret? Do I mention anything? Do I say anything? And remember, this goes back to our video last week on long-term care, and that it's possible to say something, but you need to really look at how to say it. And remember, you're not lying. It's okay to say something, but ask them perhaps, where do you think mom's gone? Oh, I think she went shopping. Well, perfect. Then I think she'll be back in no time. So don't worry about it. She'll be back. I'm sure Aunt Molly will have her be back in no time flat. So there's a lot of guilt put onto you, and I hope that you can everyone that's looking either into caregiving or that you already currently are caregiving, make sure you have that support system and make sure you take that extra time out for you, whatever that might be. A spa day, a weekend away, an afternoon away, a morning away, whatever that looks like for you. So let's see. What else did Nancy give us to talk about? Why do you want to be the main caregiver? What does that do for you? And it goes back to doing it for what it means to you inside, because it's a super, super difficult job. And I want everyone to know that we need to look at the scope of when you put a parent in a home. Maybe they don't want to go into a home, so it's obviously difficult to automatically put them in there. It might be a good idea to try out the caregiving first and then find a home. Maybe you're on a waiting list. Maybe you haven't looked at any yet. But get that support and get the resources so that you can make those proper decisions. And I think it goes back to our podcasts every single week where we try to get you to do those 3 documents. If anyone remembers what they are. Do you remember? The 3 documents that you need, whether you're going to do this for your parent or whether you're going to do it for a friend or a relative or yourself. Remember, there's no age limits. You can be 20 and you can be 70, you can be 50. It doesn't matter. But those 3 documents are super, super important. And what are those documents? A will, a completed will. Please register it, or please put it into your backup plan so that it's recorded and that you've allowed a guest user to know where your will is. If you're going to do it yourself, it's super, super important, because there is one one obstacle when you do your own will, and that is you could fill it all out and you can have it notarized and witnessed. But the situation is, guys, if you don't register your own will and you leave a copy somewhere for someone to find, if they can find it, let's put it that way first, and if they do find it, the family, which I have seen this happen, can rip it up. So please make sure that you have a completed, up-to-date will and that it's a recorded either in your app or somewhere else, which we will talk about in workshops, where you can safely protect your documents. Because in the workshops we're going to, and for your app, when you put things into the app, you'll have to put them all together in a file folder, and then where will you put them? That's what everyone is not doing. They're not putting the documents in a safe place because you don't know if you're going to have a flood, a fire, or theft. So we need to think about these things, and we need to not use a safety deposit box because that's very, very difficult to get into when that person is left. Okay, so please consider getting the documents together, perhaps doing one of our workshops that we will have on our membership site in October this month. We should have it up and running by the end of the month. And it goes through the documents, the questions that you should have prepared for. You can go to a notary, you can go to a lawyer, and you can even do it yourself, but there are obstacles around doing it yourself. So I'm not a big, can't think of the word. It's not one of my favorite things to do because you don't know, A, if you've done it all right, if it can be misconstrued because you're not a lawyer, or if you filled it out but didn't fill it all out completely, if you didn't have it witnessed, if you didn't have it notarized, and all of those kinds of things. So it is risky. Let's put it that way. Let's just say it's risky, okay? So if you get a will done, please make sure it's in a safe, secure place and that your executor knows where it is. Number 2, let's look at a power of attorney. Make sure you have the power of attorney for that person that you will be looking after or for yourself, because that's super important to be able to look after their financial accounts, their bank accounts, their business every day, paying bills, that kind of thing. And that's super, super important to have either with a power of attorney so that it's for both of you, both partners, both spouses, or that you could be for your parent or your relative as well. But don't forget to do that as well as a contingency power of attorney as well. So I'm not sure if you can actually do a power of attorney yourself, but I do know that you can have one done with a lawyer or a notary very simply. Not difficult at all, but a super duper important document, especially if the person that you will be caregiving for is becoming unable or incapable of answering the questions. So we need to have someone in a proper state of mind to be able to do a will, do a power of attorney, and the third document is a living will or a health care initiative or directive. Whatever area that you're from, that you're watching this, please remember they're called different things in every country or state or province, but in British Columbia, it's super important, which will only look after your medical. What do you want to have in to do with your medical history, your medical care? What kinds of things do you want for your health care? And that will be the third document. And so those 3 documents need to be done before, can I say this again? Before you start caring for the person. So please do them for yourself, please do them for your loved ones, and please do those 3 documents for those people that you will have to be looking after. Have a family meeting. We're going to have a workshop in our membership program at the end of the month for family meetings. Those are the questions that you'll be able to go through. Those are the questions that will make things easier for you to have a family conversation, have a family meeting, talk about these types of things, whether it's caregiving or what your wishes are or what you'd like to give to someone in your home, what's really, really important. All of these different things and your documents, putting them together, putting them into your app always helps you put all of this in one place. So there's so much more to talk about for caregiving because your life keeps changing and you don't know when you're actually going to have to be looking after someone, whether it's part-time or full-time, and it's going to change. So don't think that, oh, I can handle this. This isn't too bad. I have my mom, she's downstairs. I look after her, but she's pretty self-sufficient. She can go shopping with a taxi, picking her up and bringing her back. And I can bring in meals for her 2 or 3 times a week, and that helps out a lot. And her prescriptions and her medical is pretty good. We don't have to monitor that for her or look into that at all. So those are the kinds of things that might be at the beginning of your caregiving, but it soon changes. And all of a sudden it changes to full-time care. It changes to from part-time to full-time. And not only that, then all of a sudden it changes to full-time supervision. And that's usually when the doctor says, okay, Tina, your time's up now. You're going to have to find a home for your person because you're incapable of doing this 24/7. It's impossible. So before it gets to that stage, if it does, please remember to build your team of support, build your resources, make sure you put together your schedule so that you're able to also have your own schedule as well as theirs, and possibly roll into this full-time stream quite nicely if you've looked at it from the beginning. Because it's really, really important that you have your documents done, you've built your support team, you've got your resources, and that you have your own schedule. Make time for yourself, right? So those are a few of the different topics because we know that the changes will occur. It's quite lengthy to do these documents after the fact. It's very costly. It's very difficult to, you usually need a court order to be able to look after someone's business, so to speak, like a power of attorney would, while they're still living. So please remember, if this video or my podcast can help you at all with what you're going through or what you will be going through, please get your 3 documents in order quickly so that you don't have those obstacles later to do. They are not easy to do after the fact. Like I said, you need court orders, etc. And we don't need to go down that road if we can help it. Okay. So that's just a quick summary of things to think about. If you haven't listened to our podcast is on 8 different channels now. It was 7. I think I can do 8. It's on 8 different channels, as well as our Instagram and Facebook channel is Your Backup Plan. And our website is yourbackupPlan.ca. The app can be found on iTunes and Google Play. And the LinkedIn as well. You can find me on LinkedIn. So I'm going to close it for now for this week. If anyone has any questions about the caregiving section, please, message me, because we will be talking more about some difficulties or stories around caregivers as well. And we want to know that, we might not be the best support, but we want to pre-plan. We want to prepare you for those types of things that can alter your life. It definitely does. I've seen divorces from it. I've seen arguments and family disputes over it. And it doesn't have to be that way. If you can do some planning beforehand, if you can start asking those appropriate questions, if you can start having those family conversations, if you can have the family meetings and do the workbook that we have for you in our membership program, it will ask all those questions, and all you have to do is go down it, tick the questions, make your own notes, fill it out as best as you can, and build that support team, build those people around you that are going to be there. Perhaps you can share in the responsibility as a team. That's another option. But if you're left on your own, it's a very big job. And I want to send my blessings out to everyone that is a caregiver, because it is a very hard job to do. And I have a lot of love for those that are out there doing that right now. So please do your 3 documents, do your family meeting, get your support team, and make sure you are in your schedule, because we can't forget you. We spend all our time caregiving for the other one, the one that's sick or disabled or what have you, and we forget ourselves. So please, that's our summary this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, I can't think of anything else to say. I can't remember if Nancy had any other ideas for us, but she's full of information, and I know we will be meeting again. It was super informative and a lot of different storytelling. So if you haven't heard that podcast yet, please head on over to it. I'm sure that you will appreciate it. So a quick review. Don't forget your 3 documents, your team, build your support team, get your resources, have a family meeting, have that family conversation, and make decisions and find solutions to different issues. Make sure that you're in a good place, that you're doing it from your heart, because, like I said, it's a hard job. And that will give you the head start in this new journey that you're going to be taking on. So if you haven't liked, shared, and subscribed to our channel, please do so. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so very much. We're trying to build our YouTube channel to 100,000 by the end of the year. So if you can help me do that, please like, share, and subscribe. I would love it. Absolutely love it. Thank you so very much. And this is Tina from Your Backup Plan. And because family matters, that's my logo. Yeah. Family matters to you because it does. we need to be there for each other, and we need to have the support. And this is a very big journey that you're going to be taken on. And we need to know that you have services, resources, and people to reach out to. So thank you so very much for this week. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And our website is yourbackupplan.ca. Find us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and LinkedIn as well. Thank you, everyone, for being there for us and being there for me, for helping me take your backup plan on its own journey as well. Thank you. I send lots of love. Stay safe, wash your hands, wear your mask during this COVID time, and please stay safe, because family does matter, okay? Thank you. I'll see you next week. We talked to a lawyer. If anyone hasn't watched my behind the scenes video yesterday, where we interviewed a lawyer on wills and power of attorney. So till next week, I look forward to talking to you guys again. Stay safe. Lots of love. Bye for now.